somebody who can come in and galvanize this community, galvanize this campus, can be a great husband and a great father. That's very important to me, very family oriented. We've got all of those in this one person. And I'm so happy today to introduce the next head basketball coach for our men's program here at Stephen F. Austin, Kyle Keller. Coach?
Thanks. Thank you. Thanks. Please sit down. Hey, I just want to tell you, I am really excited about being here, and it's not about me. It's about these dudes right here and what you've done. And the people here in this community and the SFA alumni and the people that have filled up that arena and the more people that come to it, because it's going to be full. And the people that haven't bought tickets, they better get them, because there's not going to be any to get. I promise you. Trust me. I'm never going to correct our president, President Patillo, but I want him to know this now. Our athletic director, Robert Hill, he told me that y'all only talk to me. I didn't understand that y'all talked to anybody else. Mr. Hill told me I was the only guy ever that you talked to. So, but I do want to thank a few people before we get started. I want to introduce my family. I got my beautiful wife, Chauncey. Chauncey, stand up. And my daughter, Kinsey. And my son, Kemper. That's my crew, my main crew. And then I got my mom and Barbara and my sister, Courtney, here. And I got some other family members. Unfortunately, I had some travel issues that couldn't be here, but I got others that you'll get to know them and see them. And obviously, that my wife, Chauncey, if we don't call the right plays, she'll let me know, that's for sure. Because she wanted to coach from an early age, and unfortunately, she got stuck with me, which the guys know, I think, already a little bit. You know, it's unfortunate sometimes when you get stuck with me, but I want to thank Dr. Patillo and for this opportunity, and it's a special opportunity. And being here 50 years, I know what you all think of him, and to have not only this building named after him, but a building named after his wife on campus. I know what he's done to this community. I mean, he is a special man in here, and to make it a landmark of what he's done in East Texas and Nacogdoches and Stephen F. Austin, special man, 50 years. Let's give it up for Dr. Patillo again. And Robert Hill, 29 years here, he asked me the question when I sat down with him. You know, he wanted a coach to stay here for a while, and I finally got to ask him when we sat down. I said, how long are you staying? You know, I need you to stay here, because I know from experiences, the great coaches, you look up here, and he corrected me, 82 championships. He said, that's not right. He said, it's 85. And for a guy to lead the athletic department here, the success that you've had here in athletics, you know, we need him. We don't need him going anywhere. We got to keep him. The coaches he has, I've seen him with the relationships, the kids that have come around in the few days I've been here, he touches and hugs them. We got to keep this guy. I mean, we got to keep him energized and keep him going. And he's a special dude. Let's give it up for Robert Hill again. And there was two other people in the room that I met, and Dr. Coleman, great guy, didn't say much was in here, but he had a presence. Smart guy, smart man. Not because I'm here, just so you know that. But I could tell, guys that listen, smart people. And Mr. Hill told me all about him, but thank you for your time. And John Branch. Everybody says John Branch, I know what you've done, social media and different things, and want to thank him as well, acknowledge him today. But our family is so thrilled to be here. And you know, I get the question's been posed to me, why do I want to be here? And fortunately for you guys, Robert called me in early this morning. He said, hey, Kyle, just so you know, you got a time limit. People have to go eat. They got to go back to work and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to keep it as brief as I can. But this community, watch your games on ESPN3, which I'm thankful ESPN, you guys have this thing with ESPN because that's going to help us recruiting and keep this program going. I'll get to that in a second. But you people here, I went to a deal the other night. I'm not going to name the church, but I think I've had at least 14 or 15 people come up to me and try to recruit me to go to this church here in town, which I love that. And I tell them, hey, get with my wife. She makes all the important decisions outside of basketball in our house. But this community, I mean, you care. You love Lumberjack basketball. That's, to me, why we wanted to be here. My family wanted to be here because of how important it is and what you do with these guys right here. You put your arms around them. And there are a lot of basketball programs, but when you have a town like this, an alumni like this, it makes it special. You go to that tournament 4 times. But we're trying to get to 5. We're driving for 5. That's where we're at. And we're going to be in this community. You're going to know my wife. You're going to know my kids. Kemper's going to act up. I'll give you approval. My wife may not, but if you need to spank him on the fanny sometimes, you can get him. He got a lot of personality. You know, unlike me, he'll talk a little bit. So you can get him from time to time. That's okay. But the second reason, and really maybe the most important, is them dudes right here. Them hard-rocking cats on that front row. That's why I wanted to be here. The culture they have. Tough guys, just like me. They want to win, and I'm thankful for them. Return 2 guys, or 3 main guys on their team. Holyfield, Charles, Cameron runs that locker room. That's why I wanted to be here. Not trying not to discount the rest of the guys. They play a big part in being this close to playing the most important thing in basketball, getting that second weekend. That's when the tournament starts. And fortunately for me, I've been around great players and great coaches that you get a taste of it. But when you get to that second weekend, that's where it's fun. That's when it really happens. And those guys, that's why I wanted to be here, because of them, because they bring it. You can go to places, you can chase money. It's not what we're about, but they got it. They already got it here. You don't have to build it. Everybody says, oh, I want to change. Every coach, you hear it. Change the culture, this and that. Coach Underwood, he got it here. Casper, you've only had 11 coaches here. You got tradition. You already have it. I don't have to build that. I got to build on it. I just have to build on it. Staff we have, we got to build on it. But these guys, they have it every day. They do the right things every day. I've been fortunate to follow a guy like Brad, who I love, and you guys should too. Unbelievable guy. And just have to build on what they have and build some pieces around it. And we're going to do that and do it well. And these guys represent you well. And we're going to recruit players that can help them get to where you guys want to go. We're going to recruit character, not characters. That's the most important thing. They get just like you guys that do the right things every day. Be socially responsible. But and the next thing, and I don't know, this touched me, this got to my heart, because this is who I am. And I don't know if he's here today, but I was sent when this job came open, and I had some interest, and I talked to Mr. Hill, and a guy by the name of Mac Moore. I don't know if you guys have seen that letter. I don't know if Mac's here today or not, but wrote that letter about why he came to Stephen F. Talking about Brad Underwood. I don't know if anybody's seen that or not. Unbelievable letter. And them students here, the people that come here, and I'm going to touch them, make them feel me. And that is important to me. I want to have those relationships. I'm going to get out there and we'll get with the Greeks, the non-Greeks, anybody that pays $1 to go to school at Stephen F., that Purple Haze group, they got to be with me. We got to have them. They got to be with these guys. They got to feel them. They got to touch them. Because those are the most, besides, don't take this wrong, but those students make the Coliseum rock. And the regular season's ticket holders, And I've seen that arena. I've watched your gym rock a little bit. We got to stand up 1 or 2 times more a game. It's okay. It's okay to get uncomfortable in there. That's what it's for. Things going, and don't take this denominationally wrong, but and I told them when I met with them, it's going to be like a Sunday revival in William Johnson Coliseum now. My philosophy, and I know everybody wants to know what my philosophy is going to be. And the dudes, when we met the other day, it's real simple. You know, I'm not going to change the way they guard at all. And we're going to still crawl up in people and make them not allow them to catch it ever, just so you know. I mean, I know that's how Coach Underwood played, and that's who I am. People I've worked for, and I've been so blessed to work for Hall of Fame coaches. You know, I don't know why, but the Lord blessed me to work for guys like Eddie Sutton and Bill Self and Billy Kennedy, and I owe everything to those guys. I mean, it taught me so much, besides how stupid I was when I was younger as a head coach, and I thought I knew everything, and I knew absolutely nothing. And they've taught me so much. But besides basketball, it's about people and the kids and having feel with them and who they are and those type of things. But we're not going to let guys guard it and not let them touch it. We're going to guard the heck out of people, just like they have the last 3 years, because what you've done is epic and historic, and it started on the defensive end. Offensively, we'll be different, because I believe different things. We'll do some of the things that they do offensively that they did. We'll share the heck out of the basketball. We're going to be unselfish. We'll play for that name right here, SFA, period. And we'll love each other, and we'll get guys easy shots. But we'll have fun doing it. I've asked these guys, and they'll tell you. I've asked them, hey, how can I help you? And that's my biggest deal every day. As a coach, I think you got to help them. You got to be a mentor for them off the court, and you got to make them think about this just real simply, become better husbands in life, better role models. You got to become better sons, and that's my job as a coach, because basketball is really easy. But that's my philosophy, is make them grow. When their parents give them to me, those 4 years that I have them, that I got to, when they leave me, they've got to become ready for adulthood, and that's my job. That's my philosophy. But you're going to continue to enjoy and love the product that we put on the court. And everywhere I've been pretty fortunate, you know, that I felt like I've left every place better than where I started. And I think you'll think the same when I leave here. And hopefully, as long as Mr. Hill stays here and Dr. Patel will have me, it'll be the same. So, and I know they've won a lot of games around here. But that's my intention, and my thoughts are really, really large. And I'm very thankful to be here. And I'm very honored to be the 12th coach here. And that's not very many after 90 years or whatever it is you've had. Because the tradition and the opportunity and the financial support that this university has given, championships are not lucky, they're expected. Our players expect them. The people that I'll have around me expect them. It's what we do every day. And you guys shouldn't expect anything less. And that's what we hold ourselves accountable to. Not just on the court, but off the court. Going to class, our weightlifting exhibition, everything we do. And if you do that the right way off the court, it happens on the court. It's real simple. And I love these kids. I love what they're about. And how you've taken care of them, how the university allows me as a coach to take care of them, because they put them first, and it's going to be so much fun. That's how it becomes fun. Recruiting, I'm going to hit this, and I'm not done. I'm done after this, I promise. I know you guys are ready to roll. But recruiting, it's real simple. I need everybody in this room. Everybody. Because and we got one coming in this weekend. I can't talk about it because that's a violation. But it takes all of us. It takes them, it takes you, takes when we go out to eat in town, it takes everybody. And that arena, we show them pictures, it's everyone, to make them feel like this is the only place that it can be great at. And they can achieve everything they want by coming to SFA. And it can happen. You've done that. You've recruited great players here because you've done that. So I ask you to do one thing: don't change. Don't change who you are. Don't be anything different than what you've done. That's all I ask. Don't change. Just be the same. I appreciate who you are. If you have any questions, I'll give it to you now. But I'm honored, thrilled, my family's excited, and we're blessed to join you here in Nacogdoches and put 2 feet in and become your next basketball coach, your next resident, taxpayer, and loving member. We don't know what church member we're going to be at, but we'll figure that out, and get to know us and feel us. It's going to be so much fun. And I know you guys love me now because I've done one thing that hasn't happened yet: lost my first game. Then I'm going to be on everybody's blacklist from there. But for now, it's pretty good. So anybody that has a question, feel free to ask anything, except for the guys. They can't ask me anything, but everybody else is free to ask me anything you want. Or my son, he can't ask me anything.
Coach Keller, Kevin Gore from Nacogdoches, just Nacogdoches newspaper. Maybe talk about a coach at A&M and an assistant coach at A&M. And you talked about being around great coaches. What do those coaches think about Stephen F. Austin?
Well, I'm going to tell you one quick story. We're sitting down on Selection Sunday. We're playing Kentucky for the SEC championship, and we're all breakfast staff and talking about where we could be seated if we win or lose that game. And we're not necessarily talking about the game for Kentucky, but we're praying that we win so our seeding could possibly get to a 2 or 3 seed, because they don't respect what SFA had done and had a marquee non-conference win, so we don't have to play them. Does that make sense? Because we knew we had nobody that could card walk up. And walk up that. They beat the second best team in the Big 12 and should have beat Notre Dame too, by a fingertip. And I will say this: I text Stephen Gentry, who was on your staff in Underwood that day, as the show was going on and it started kind of rolling, and I said, gosh almighty, we're going to end up playing, because CBS and the NCAA are jerks, and they're going to match us up, because we wouldn't even scrimmage Stephen F. at A&M because they don't let you run offense. And I want everybody to say the same thing about us. And that's the biggest thing, was not being able to run offense. And that's why you could beat West Virginia. That's why they could beat, Kevin, that's why they could beat Notre Dame. And like, Rob was saying, this coach taking a bite out of that cake to be in the Elite Eight, because it shrink that talent gap by the way they, Brad had them guarding. And it ain't changing. These guys know. I mean, it's not going to change. That's what allowed them to be successful. And so my big fear was playing those guys. And when we walk out on the court, and I told them, hey, we're going to have the same swagger, the same toughness, we're going to make dudes wilt at some point in time. They're going to break, or we're going to go on a 10-0 run, 8-2, 12-4, and the game's over. And they're just going to wilt because of our toughness, our discipline, the things that we do, the things that's made them successful. That's not changing. It's not. So the impression of SFA when Brad left was, how quick can I get here?